Yo Gotti is going to jail, nigga. I think so. Allegedly, allegations. I don't know. It don't look good. So the whole first day of the trial, they spent so much time trying to break down the fact that Yo Gotti and CMG, Big Jook, were all involved in the plot of the demise of young Dolph. Like, more than anything, the prosecution really focused in on that. And most people, of course, y'all think, of course, they been had beef. We know that. Who else would have did it? They both in the same city, of course. But it's more. Listen.
Who was arrested for the murder of young Dolph, a fifth grader with a double-digit IQ, could very easily trace this back to Yo Gotti and CMG. Hernandez Govain is the right-hand man to Yo Gotti's brother Big Jook. So it's not hard to see how Hernandez Govain, who's being accused of masterminding this and setting it up and recruiting Straight Drop and Cornelius, it's not hard to figure out that Hernandez Govain, who was the mastermind, probably got instructions from Yo Gotti and CMG, and he was the bag man. He was the point man. He was the one who did all the dirty work and recruited the shooters. But I believe the prosecutors included this particular theory of CMG, Big Jook, and Yo Gotti being involved in young Dolph death and paying for the hit, because this is going to set up further litigations after this trial.
That's deep. And it makes perfect sense. Like, because they could have just went for the jugular of closing this case. They like, no. We got bigger fish to fry. And who's a bigger fish?
This game, trying to make it on your own, can create enemies. PRE, Paper Route Empire, his label, is not the only label in Memphis. He's not the only famous rapper in Memphis. Another label, CMG, Cocaine Music Group.
Which is the dumbest name ever. You might as well name your record label, Please Lock Me Up, nigga.
Became an enemy. They wanted Dolph under their label, but he turned down millions. I want to do it myself. The second time, they wanted Dolph under their label, but he turned down many millions. I want to do it myself.
They're laying it on thick right now. They're painting CMG as jealous, obsessed, insecure haters who wanted to see young Dolph fail and get unalived and taken off this earth because he wouldn't sign to them and fall under their control. Now, I don't know if that framing of the story is fair or unfair to Yo Gotti, or if it's correct, because, I'm sure, bruh. All right, the story and the plot extends deeper than what we're being told at surface level. Because even though Yo Gotti does come across sometimes as sort of like melancholy, like emotionless,
melancholy, I think,
demonic, but I don't think that insecure, demonic peanut head bruh is out here unaliving folks just because they wouldn't sign to the label. Now, obviously, we know there was a back and forth, diss records, etc., but I'm sure the root point of this probably stems from young Dolph not signing, but I think the real issues extends past that, because if that's the case, bro, Yo Gotti will be out here just unaliving everyone who wouldn't sign to him.
And in this...
But maybe there's nobody who wouldn't sign to him. I don't know. Yeah, but it does seem like to come to this, it's got to be a lot deeper than that, but let's go.
Okay, whether it's smart or not, there are things called, in Memphis, we call them this other label.
Easily said Big Jook, but they made sure to describe Big Jook as Yo Gotti's big brother. And they also made sure on repeatedly to describe Big Jook as second in command at CMG.
And that's the bad. When you start talking about command and empire and who's in control and developing some structure, Rico Suave, baby. Everybody in Rico.
And they said that over and over and over again to drill it in the heads of the public as well as the head of the jury that this isn't an isolated incident. This is Big Jook, second in command at CMG, putting the hit on young Dolph in furtherance of CMG. This is a CMG.
That's a clear cut RICO case right there. Coupled with whatever else they're doing. Who knows?
And young Dolph situation, which could be very problematic in the future for CMG. Now, the prosecution go on to say that Big Jook put $100,000 on young Dolph's head.
Because Big Jook, person I told you about before, that number 2 guy at CMG, he's put out a hit. A hit. $100,000 to whoever kills Dolph.
And as we learn later on, they ended up getting paid no more than $800, which is insane. Insult to injury. And that caused, I believe it was Cornelius, to start cooperating, man.
They paint Big Jook and CMG as bloodthirsty haters who essentially just used 2 peons, straight dropping Cornelius as clog in their system to take out young Dolph. They're saying that Big Jook and CMG, they are the ultimate culprits, which if that's true, if that's the case, then
Yo Gotti is the ultimate culprit because Jook is gone.
why wasn't Big Jook included in this indictment? Because when Hernandez Govain was arrested, Marquette Hernandez Govain, when he was arrested, well, he was arrested because he was the one who orchestrated the hit. He was the one who got the money from Big Jook, got the orders from Big Jook, and found Cornelius in straight drop and had him go out to do the hit. So they knew Big Jook was involved when Big Jook was alive. So why was Big Jook never charged? Why? If this is
Because they got a bigger case they putting together.
them coming to court and both sides is agreeing, like this right here is the fact summary. These are the things that we all agree on, that Big Jook and them put the hit out on young Dolph. Well, if that's the fact summary, then why wasn't Big Jook ever indicted? Cornelius Smith's testimony does a really great job at backing up the prosecutor's theory that Big
Threw away their lives for nothing.
Jook and CMG
$800.
are the real culprit and that Cornelius and Straight Drop were just clogs in their system. That, you know, it could have been anybody. If it wasn't Cornelius and Straight Drop, it would have been 2 other peons dumb enough to take out young Dolph at the instructions of Big Jook and CMG. Cornelius Smith's testimony at trial really helped the prosecutor's theory because Cornelius Smith took the stand and he firstly painted Big Jook and CMG as super bloodthirsty. Not only was there a hit out on young Dolph, but Big Jook also instructed them to take out any PRE artist they see, and they will also get paid for that as well.
Just on site?
So how did you get to be with Justin Johnson this day on November 17th, 2021?
We knew that, you know, they had heat on Dolph and them head or whatever, so
Who had a hit on whose head?
Big Jook had a hit on Dolph head or whatnot, so
How do you know that Big Jook had a hit on Dolph's head?
I could quit had told me about it, quit, and you know what I'm saying, then just
How much money was it supposed to be?
$100,000 on Dolph head.
And had you agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
Had Justin agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
It just drives me crazy how cooperative and upstanding the thugs get once they get in the goddamn courtroom. Yes, sir. Yes, I did. Did you accept the hit? Yes, sir. I sure did accept that hit.